super excited for this episode. We have the very first guest on the Sports Jerks podcast. With us today is my man, Teddy Tong. You know him as Teddles. Teddy, how are you, sir? Thank you for joining us today.
What's good, Josh and Dan? It's not a video one, but hopefully we could do a video one in person. But I'm smiling, brothers. I'm smiling. I'm happy to be here. What's up?
Yo, I'm stoked. Honestly, it's nice to have like a real NBA focused insider with us to tell us why we're shit, and somebody that I can yell at about Fred VanVleet. So let's just get right into it, okay? The All-Star selections were made. The fans voted in. I'll go through it real quick. On the East, Kyrie, Beal, Durant, Giannis, and Embiid. On the West, Curry, Doncic, LeBron, Kawhi, and Jokic. Teddy, you agree with these?
I want to have the list actually in front of my face so I can actually really take it in. But you did mention, as long as my boy Beal is on there on the East side, I think he really deserved his first All-Star appearance, correct? It was his first one or second one?
I think it was his first. He's had a ton of snubs, so it's hard to tell. I think he was a reserve one year, so maybe his second, but maybe first time starting. I'd have to get the corrections department to check that out for me next week.
Yeah, but for me, I mean, I think everyone deserved to be there. Kevin Durant, what a comeback. This guy came back from an injury, then ended up starting again. That's how you know the dude is lethal, can score from everywhere. It must be fun playing basketball, being Durant. To be honest, imagine playing in the small nets and stuff, the way we shoot around and the way we're mobile. That's Kevin Durant in real life. In terms of Bradley Beal, I'm really excited that he made it. I think he deserved it. At one point, I did want him on the Raptors, but whatever will happen there. Kyrie is one of the most decorated players I've ever seen in my life. He makes basketball look cool. I've said this before, and I've said this to a girl. She didn't understand, but then I'm like, damn. So I kind of drifted conversation. But I said, Kyrie Irving is the way he plays basketball. Doesn't it look so cool? And she was like, what? And then I was like, oh yeah. Giannis is super dominant, does his thing, and the Sixers are doing super well. So I have nothing against that. And on the West side, I feel like Lillard could have started. Lillard could have started.
He could have started, yeah.
Yep.
Right? You guys agree with that?
Yeah.
Well, I was pulling for Lillard.
Yeah, I know Dan in last week's episode, he was talking Lillard. I definitely I went Doncic. I mean, if anything, I would have liked to have seen Lillard and Doncic. I don't think Doncic could have got overlooked. The guy's almost averaging a triple-double at this point. How am I going to not put that guy in? But when it's fan voting, there are so many kids online that are just blinded to Steph Curry. It's Steph Curry is the best basketball player that's ever basketballed in this history of basketball. And it doesn't matter how he plays. So if anything, I could see that. For me on the East, I think Harden deserved that nod over Kyrie, even though Harden kind of played like shit with the Rockets. I think Kyrie has just been more focused on other things, but I don't think any atrocities happened here.
No, for me, I love Lillard, and in a year where we were all told to stay home, who better to have starting than Damian Lillard, who has stayed home in Portland for all these years, stuck with one team. I'm going to go ahead and use that theme. I'm going to push that narrative. How's that?
I like it.
All right.
So we had one update. So Anthony Davis is sitting out of the reserves. He's been replaced by Mr. Devin Booker. I think that was
yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I think he definitely deserved it. So if we look at the reserves in general, on the West, now we got Booker, George, Gobert, Lillard, Donovan Mitchell, Chris Paul, Zion. You like that, Teddy? Any snubs? Any Western Conference snubs? Let's start in the West. Anybody you think should have been there that isn't there?
West, right? I have some for the East.
Okay, so you like it then?
Yeah, I like it. Every single player on that Western thing, man. Can I just pull up this list quickly?
Yes, sir.
Of course.
Yeah. So it's the LeBron reserves. You're saying, right?
This is for the LeBron side. So I think, honestly, for me, you know what I love about seeing the reserves is that they get voted in by the coaches. So for me, there's almost like an extra level of like, you earned it, because this is basketball, people voting in the best of basketball, which I have more respect for, in the sense of, like I said, the starters, you know, I get it, we're voting in by the fans. I'm a fan. I love to vote, right? I think it's exciting, but you do have that bias of, like, Curry's the best, so he could never play and I'm going to vote for him, where, you know, the reserves, like, I don't think any fans would vote for fucking Rudy Gobert, really. Like, he wouldn't be here if it was just only a fan vote, but fuck yeah, he deserves to be.
Yeah, they're doing really well. Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
So okay, we could jump to the East if you think the West is a lock. We can jump to the East.
Yeah, I think the West is pretty good. I'm always amazed at how Paul George, that dude, always gets in, man. And I'm a fan of him. Obviously, I know what he can do, and I know he's lethal. But I just kind of was so surprised how he made it so smoothly again. Zion, what a guy, eh? This guy's like. Yo, this guy is he's so incredible, and I've seen this thing on Steven Adams mentioning how strong he was and how fast he gets up off his feet, and what an exciting player. Seriously, he's gonna be an all-star. I feel like from now he's just always gonna be an all-star. And I want to shout out Chris Paul real quick, that continues to get old in the league, but his game doesn't. He adjusts. His ISOs are just disgusting. He just makes every team better. If you think about it, he goes to every team and they get better. You know?
Yeah, he's hot. He's hot. Yep.
So I don't know. I think everyone there deserves to be there for sure.
Okay. All right. So let's go to the East. So we got Jaylen Brown, Harden, Zach LaVine, Julius Randle, which I love. I love to see Julius Randle. I mean, again, somebody that probably would have got overlooked if this was a fan vote. Ben Simmons, Tatum, and my boy Nikola Vucevic, who is quite honestly probably the most undervalued player in the NBA right now. You said that you might have seen a couple snubs here. Who do you think has been missing?
So Vucevic, damn. Like, what do you guys feel about that? You think he deserved to be there?
I definitely do. He's been snapping, man. He's like going like 26 and 10 with like 4 or 5 dimes. I mean, Orlando's kind of trash. Dan and I have talked about this before, though. It's like the argument always is, if your team is shit, then of course you're going to put up more numbers. But my argument is, it's the fucking exact opposite. If you're the only half-decent hooper on your team, all the double teams are coming to you. Who are you passing the ball to get open then? Who are you getting assists with when your team is ass?
I have more respect for a player in that way. I have more respect for a player. Like I said, too. Being surrounded by the Orlando Magic, if you were putting up numbers like that, especially, you know, his ninth season with the Magic, right? So it's a guy who's been around, battled forever, and then putting up those numbers, you know, after so long on such a trash team, right? There's so many... I don't know. I like it, and I like seeing him there because, especially guys who've spent a lot of time in a place like that with, you know, minimal to no contention. I like those stories. You can tell by my Damian Lillard point that I'm sentimental like that.
Yeah, you're definitely a loyalty guy. I like that.
Yeah, oh yeah, big time.
Okay, big Teddy, so Fred VanVleet gets left off the board.
Yeah,
you like that? You like
Come
that,
on,
or do you think he squeaked in?
Okay, look, I think Trae Young deserved to be on an all-star team this year, which was that was mad. When I didn't see Trae Young there, I'm like, wow, that's incredible. He's so disgusting. Like, he's the type of guy, like, it's kind of scary to guard. Like, what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to heckle him, like, right when he gets it inbounded, because he'll still kind of cross you, and then you know. But I thought Trae Young should have deserved this spot. In terms of Fred VanVleet, I'm very realistic. I'm a diehard Raptors fan. I feel like he put himself in the spotlight, but maybe compared to everybody else, maybe didn't deserve that last role, maybe. But Fred VanVleet has been playing all-star caliber basketball, which is incredible. You know, from his shot with his Band-Aid screaming on the NBA Finals, you thought that was essentially his ceiling, but no, he's proven that he's the guy to make shots. He's proven that he's the cold blood killer on our team. To be honest. You know, every team in the NBA always has a guy that's like, oh man, he's gonna kill us, and Fred VanVleet is that guy for us. So I think he's on his way if he continues this up. And next year he definitely should be in the runnings. But that 54-point game put the league on notice.
Yeah, okay, all right. Well, I'm just glad to hear it from the horse's mouth that you think he wasn't an all-star, but I get the sentiment for sure.
No, don't do that. Fred VanVleet's my boy, yo. Don't do that. Yo, Fred's my boy.
No, I get it. I
just know that, okay, if Trae Young is there, then it's like, who else is gonna thing? But I felt like either Trey or Fred deserved it over Nikola.